Hey everyone, Blaine009. This is my 24th review on this channel, and that is of Berserk, the Golden Age Arc 3. Warning, this is the last movie of this trilogy, so I'm going to spoil some things. I do have the first two reviews out, if you need to see those. You know, maybe you haven't watched the third movie yet, and you want to see how the reviews are for it. Watch the first two reviews first, in case. I will spoil again. I have to spoil some stuff to go into the story of this one. So you kind of been warned, okay? All right. Anyways, the Golden Age Arc 3 has it where Griffith, the leader of the Hawk, who was at the top of his game, he had everything. He was getting popularity. He was actually hired by the king to be a private militia army for him rather than being mercenaries. They were getting his group was getting fame and recognition and royalties, and he was getting a power among the king's men and all that. When Guts left Griffith, it kind of messed him up. Griffith made a very, very dearly mistake by essentially raping the prince's daughter. And what we see in this story is Griffith basically succumbed to that. It's for people who know Berserk prior, they know where this leads to. But for those who don't, this leads to probably one of the best moments of Berserk. This is ideally the pinnacle moment of the series where everything goes and spins on its head. What you saw up to this point doesn't prepare most people for what you get in the last movie, and I think that's amazing. For any form of media to do that successfully and very well, it is something that you should clap for. It's something that's so rarely done. And this movie does it so well. It still holds that concept very well and does it very well. You're gonna see the whole eclipse, which, again, if you've never seen the series, I'm not gonna spoil what the eclipse is. This picture kind of does spoil a little bit, but it doesn't spoil enough that it reveals too much. I just want to give people who want to have a reason to watch the third movie some kind of sneak peek and feel like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, I want to see what that's about. But the eclipse is considerably, in the Berserk lore, one of the coolest moments and one of the creepiest and darkest moments also at the same time. It's where Guts becomes his character and where he becomes the main character that you're going to see further on the stories. I'll tell you right now, this ends on a note that is meant to read the manga after, because that's as far as the series got, is that even when the anime ended, the anime only ended after this. And nothing was made animation-wise past the eclipse. So if you want further story, you're gonna have to read the manga for it. But I'll tell you right now, this is done so well. It's done phenomenally well. I can't say it enough. And I personally dig this movie more than the other two alone. I think this, besides the whole eclipse part, the movie's better done. It has better art. It has a better plot. It works better in every regard. Like, if you think about it, think of the Berserk movies as a kind of ladder, where each one went up a tier. The beginning was the first step, the second one was the second step, and the third one was the third step. It's something that they got better as they went along. And it's why I give Berserk, if I have to give this one a through F, I actually give it an A-. It is done very well. It shows what quality that can be of Berserk, and it shows how the pacing and plot, when it's working at its best, really does make the series more phenomenal. Now, I'll warn people ahead of time, the manga is an old manga. It's been around even before I was born. It has not been completed. It's always been done by a small group of people. And one thing about the manga is that it's going to go into this load of crazy fantasy elements that will kind of tempt people to go to one side. Either some people will love it, some people hate it. I've always said that I think Berserk, the best parts of it were ended right here, and then there are better parts that are coming up in the manga. But I'll just warn everyone that when you go to the manga, because you are most likely, when you watch this and you find it very good, because I know most people will, you will want to read that. And I'll tell you, just keep up with the manga. Try to keep up with it. It starts off a little slow because it is a slow burn, but it does get better and progressively does what the anime does, and that it has a build up that's worth it. It doesn't have an ending yet, so that's its own review. I'm not gonna review the manga, but the manga isn't over yet. It hasn't been finished, so it does have a point that you could catch up to eventually. But again, if I have to give this a review, I'll give it an A minus. I think it's way worth it. Anyways, guys, this is it for this review. I said in the prior video that I'm working on fan request anime. I am currently doing that. I also recommend guys check out the do's and don'ts of anime. I put that on last week when this is coming up. This will be late off last week. I recommend checking that out. I think it's pretty good. It's a little long in my reviews, but anyways, till our paths cross again in the next review, everyone. Have a good one, guys.